Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Boss Talk 843 Reacts, the place that's going to get you the best dang reaction every single dang time. And today we're going to be talking about buying land in Africa. I have some clips so you guys can see people just like you, just like me, actually purchase whether a plot of land or acre of land like we did in Ghana. So you guys know it's possible, and you can get out this rat race if you put your mind to it, get focused, and just figure out what you want to do with your life besides working for this corporate machine for the rest of your life. So I'm going to show you guys these clips, and please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button and hit that ding ding bell button so you get all the notifications when I drop new videos. So let's go.
And we talk about Africa. I post Akon talking about he trying to get everybody back to Africa. I'm one of the people that went back when he was saying this shit 5 years ago. Your money go farther, it's less violent. Africa is on the come up. Africa used to be at the bottom. Africa is coming up. It's modern, it's freeways, it's clubs, it's malls, it's doctors, dentists. It's so much benefit. Why you think I ain't came back? Man, I went over there and got traffics built for cheaper than anybody in America could have built it. I bought land for cheaper than anything over here in America. This ain't no competition. We already got played in America. America is selling off all its national interests to foreign companies. The American government in San Francisco, the federal building is owned by another country and the federal government pay rent. So when people like, oh nigga, you trying to bring us to Africa, whoop de whoop. Nah. You stay your ass here. Africa don't want all of us anyway. And especially you ones that think you better because you born in America. Man, if you don't sit your motherfucking EBT, welfare, Section 8...
From Memphis, from the belly of the beast, and let my people know, like, hey, we can do something different. If you believe in yourself, and you know you can make it out the M, and you know you can do something in this world, I'm telling you, bro, or sis, listen. Man, you can come to Africa. Just look into different countries. Look into, you know what I'm saying, where you could be comfortable. There's so much going on. Africa is a whole continent. So you have to look into different countries. I know a lot of us don't know that. I wasn't taught that either. I had to figure that out myself. So it's a whole bunch of different, I think 53 or 52 different countries. It's 53 different countries within Africa. So, you know, just pick one that you think that you would be comfortable in. Look up, do some research. There's a lot of different YouTubers on here. There's a lot of different people within all the different countries. Well, I wouldn't say all. There's a few select countries that's really on the map right now. I would say Ghana, Senegal, Tanzania, Kenya, and a few more places, man. Just do some research because Africa is a huge continent with many different countries. But I just so happen to be in East Africa, Tanzania, chilling, you know what I'm saying, trying to make something happen for my family, man. I made it out back in when did I leave? Whoa, what's this, 2023? So I think I left 8 years ago, 7 or 8 years ago. I left Memphis, Tennessee, moved to Nashville. Now I'm here in East Africa, trying to make something happen.
No, we moved here. We had about 6,000 US dollars
in hand. And bank account,
Nothing.
But when you want to be free, it doesn't matter what it is you have to do to get to that freedom, and that's what we chose here. We'd rather be here with nothing than to go to America with something. We've been lied to all my life. It's not what they say it is at 3 o'clock in the morning. It's something different. You get to actually think here. You know, in America, you don't have enough time to think. Your brain is just speeding real fast. I gotta do this, I gotta do that. I gotta pay this, I gotta pay that. It's about time you do all of this. You wanna go to sleep, you gotta get back up and do it again. Same, just going over and over and over. Yes.
The rat race, like
it's scary, and before you know, you're either sick or dead. Maybe one more regret that my mom didn't get to come. Yeah, maybe I could have saved her from what she was going through with her health. So I think I regret.
Your mama's still in the U.S.?
She died a year after I got here. We came 2016. She didn't want to come when we were coming. She said she'll come later. When it was time to really get back and try to get her back here, she didn't make it.
Hey man, like that last sister there, she said one important word, and it's something I've been looking for my whole life, which I feel like I've got right now: freedom. I don't have to conform, act like somebody else, just to get a paycheck. And if I step out of line and try to be myself anyway, you put on that list, and you're not going to progress here while working and doing stuff in America. You cannot be yourself looking like me. If you want to have a decent career, a different life, you're going to have to conform to the system somewhat, which I am so happy that actually today, when I go to work, is my last official day of being employed to anybody. And do you know how good that feels? My last day. And I thank the Most High that He has set that up for me to where I don't have to deal with anybody else for the rest of my life. So let's get on with the rest of these videos. But everybody, start thinking, man. Start thinking. And if you love it, I love it. But for the ones thinking like me, hey, let's start putting some plans together and start figuring a way to get up out of here and get to your freedom, all right?
I'm going to talk a bit more about the land acquisition process today. The first thing that we'd really like to say is get in contact. You know, if this is something that you feel an urge to do, you want to invest back home, whether it's residential or commercial, get in contact. Let's have a chat. Let's have a video consultation. This is something that you can do, and you have to believe that it is possible, because it is. The opportunities are huge. Without taking that first step, you will never know how big.
Once you've got in contact, the next step in securing your piece of land is to place a 50% deposit. Now, we do run different schemes for people that may be elderly, single, vulnerable, to make it more accessible for everybody. So if you do fall into one of those categories, make sure you do get into contact with us and let us know your situation, and we'll do everything that we can to help you.
Because we want to help everybody, you know, no one is not included in this.
Once you've put that 50% deposit down, or whatever that deposit is, then your land is held. That means that that piece is there reserved for you.
The balance is to be paid before the seller signs. The full balance for your land covers the fees and the legal documents. A survey will then be carried out on your land to measure the land. Once your land has been surveyed, the paperwork process will begin.
Paperwork process has been made so easy for you. All you have to do is receive the paperwork, sign yours, and send it back via DHL, and then the land is yours.
Acquiring land is that simple. You can do this from the comfort of your home in the UK, in the US, wherever you are.
Our plans in Ghana, we have so many plans. We literally spend all day bouncing ideas off of each other. What I plan to do, first and foremost, obviously, is build my home, but set up a farm. That's essential for me. I want to set up a farm where at least I can take care of the majority of my family's food needs. We've seen the situation in the world right now surrounding food.
Farming laws as well.
Yeah, it's crazy. You've seen all the stuff going on in the Netherlands, France, you know, farmers protesting because they're essentially being forced out of business. They're being forced to shut down operations, and then we're being told that there's not enough food left. I was in the car the other day and the radio's telling me that you might go into the supermarket soon and they're going to be placing restrictions on how much fruit you can buy. You know how crazy that is. So for me,
that's a crazy world.
Yeah, growing my own food and being responsible for the majority of what my family eats is a very big concern for me. I won't even say concern, it's a very big responsibility that I feel I have. Solar power, got your borehole, you're on your way to being completely self-sustainable.
It's one initial payment that is going to set you up for a lifetime, and it's just like...
And then you pay to feed yourself, or you grow your food and you take care of the majority of your eating needs, and yeah, your money that you have is used for enjoyment or whatever, or investment, which is what I recommend anyway.
What is redlining? Redlining is a discriminatory lending practice denying access to federally backed mortgages and loans to certain communities based on race and ethnicity. It all started in the 1930s. During the housing crisis of the Great Depression, real estate moguls such as Springfield's Harry Kissel laid the groundwork for the National Housing Act of 1934. From this, a new federal agency was formed, the Homeowners Loan Corporation, and with it, residential security maps that became the standard to determine the best places for housing investments. White communities with strong racially restricted deeds were given a grade A rating and identified as desirable for lending purposes, while black communities, regardless of their economic status, were given a grade D rating and branded as hazardous and high risk. No federally backed loans would be made there. Redlining locked out millions of Americans from accessing mortgages and stunted opportunities for black families to build wealth to pass down to future generations. Although the practice of redlining was outlawed with the signing of the 1968 Fair Housing Act, the damage was done. Segregation was embedded in our cities and suburbs. Living in segregated communities has modern-day consequences, including sharp disparities in family wealth, education, and life expectancy. These maps were made more than 80 years ago, and yet they still tell a story that impacts us today.
Get your little patch of it, even if current resources aren't where they should be for you to put a home in the traditional sense of a home up on it. Still get you that land, because land offers you peace. It offers you the peace of mind that when everything else in this world goes to hell, and trust me, baby, we headed for that. You got somewhere to go, even if all you got to do is pitch up a tent and live there. Crawl before you ball.
So here's how people make money here in Africa, right? So one can buy this land here, for example, for $1,000, and literally let the land sit for like a year or two, probably 3 years. Again, this is one of those things they call a long-term investment. You're not gonna make money that fast. So after you let it sit for some time, right, the value of the land grows to about $3, $4, $5, probably $6,000, depending on what happens around this neighborhood. It's kind of like real estate. Like my family did, we built a place that can hold to 4 to 6 families and rented all the flats out and just stayed in one. There's no such thing as mortgage in Africa. So once you build a spot, it's all yours. You can do whatever with it. So now we have residual income because we have tenants paying for each and every one of the flats. That started off with just a random land like this. If you have some family in Africa and some money to invest, it's an easy flip.
He has a friend named Kevin who lives in a wealthy neighborhood. All of Jamal's neighbors are African American, and all of Kevin's neighbors are white. Because Jamal's school district is mostly funded by property taxes, his school is not very well funded. His classrooms are overcrowded, his teachers are underpaid, and he doesn't have access to high-quality tutors or extracurricular activities. Kevin's school district is also funded by property taxes, so his school is very well funded. His classrooms are never crowded, his teachers are very well paid, and he has access to high-quality tutors and lots of extracurricular activities. Kevin and Jamal live only a few streets away from each other. So how come they're growing up in such different worlds with such different opportunities for success? The answer has to do with America's history of systemic racism. To understand it better, let's look at what life was like for Kevin and Jamal's grandparents. Decades after the Civil War, many government agencies started to draw maps dividing cities into sections that were either desirable or undesirable for investment. This practice was called redlining, and it usually blocked off entire black neighborhoods from access to private and public investment. Banks and insurance companies used these maps for decades to deny black people loans and other services based purely on race. Historically speaking, owning a home and getting a college education is the easiest way for an American family to build wealth. But when Jamal's grandparents wanted to buy a house, the banks refused because they lived in a neighborhood that was redlined. So Jamal's grandparents were not able to buy a home, and because colleges could prevent them from attending through legal segregation, their options for higher education were really scarce. Kevin's grandparents, on the other hand, got a low-interest loan to buy their first house and got accepted into a handful of top universities, which traditionally only accepted white students. This opened up a wealth of opportunities that they were able to pass on to their kids and grandkids.
So right now, I'm going to take another swim. Look, this is Amani village. All of this is Amani village. This is my plot over here. This is my plot. And this piece is my piece. I tell you, there is no water better than this one over here. Everywhere in Ghana, the water is really, really rough. But over here, the water is delicious. So I'm going to get in the water, and you will see that the water is not wild, because my phone won't even get wet. Look, I'm already here. This water is delicious, brother. Delicious. Let me go a little bit deeper. So it's not rough at all. At all. Okay, there it comes. This one is good one.
With me to check out the land. So, come along. On our way to the land.
So where we are standing here, right? This is somebody's pillar, right?
Yes.
So we're going to do a measurement, like 20 feet, 20 feet away from here to somewhere there. So this place will be a road where we are standing. Then before we will start
clearing the land.
No. Doing the demarcation for getting your plot, because because there's supposed to, we need accessibility. Right. So this one here where we are standing will be a road. Once we do the road 25 feet away, then we do your plot. So your plot will be 80 by 100. Okay. 80 straight.
So this way.
This way, yes. So we go like 80, 100 for one.
So it starts from where we started.
From the first floor. Yeah. So you will be in between two roads. There will be a road here. There will be a road there. And so see this palm tree will be your plot.
The palm tree right here.
This palm tree here, the palm tree that you see all going will be your plot.
Okay.
Yeah. So we will clear all of that.
So my parents own two houses in Accra, one in Accra and one in Kumasi, both in Ghana, West Africa. And I used to think that was the dumbest thing. Like, they built a 12-bedroom house and now they've built a 5-bedroom house in Kumasi. And I never understood why they were spending all this money building houses someplace they did not live. Like, they live in the US 99% of the time. But as I get older, and I realize how ghetto the US is. I mean, thank God for the US. Thank God for the opportunities that it's given me. But I'm stacking my coins and I would not retire in the US. I am going to build a home and go back home once I get all my money in order. Like, I get it.
What's going on, guys? This is Deep out of Cena. So I'm live in Abuja, the capital of Nigeria. So I've been trying to tell you that, listen, this is the best time for you to buy land. As you can see, the vicinity of this area is epic, meaning there's rapid development. So I'm trying to tell you right now, if you're looking for a way to actually put your money in a position
not to depreciate with inflation, but to continue to accumulate value over time, this is the time to be buying land. And here's what's most important. Nigeria specifically is where you should be considering, for the fact that this is the only place that I know that you can buy a land today, and next year, 2 years from now, you can sell it for twice, 3 times the amount you pay for it. That's how much land appreciate in Abuja, Lagos, like the main key places in Nigeria. So I'm super pumped. I got a couple of investors that actually came down with me trying to cop, a couple of plots. So the goal is really, as you can see, this whole vast land is to have people in the diaspora invest in this particular estate, right? So it's not the typical estate. You can see we have neighbors all around. You can see houses already been erected in those areas. But like I said, man, my goal is just to start getting people in the diaspora to understand that investing in lands, you cannot go wrong.
If you are not ready for the day, it cannot always be night. Sir, flex I do work 6 of like my.
So there's a lot of people that's really starting to pay attention to the African continent, especially them folks. Now, there's a lot of black folks, in America that's still arguing about the African continent and you want to place all your eggs in America, go ahead. I'm not going to fight you about that. I'm not going to tell you wrong. Do you 100%. But those of you who have foresight and understand, what's taking place here, I want you to hear what this particular white gentleman has to say about investing in West Africa. Let's roll it.
Western Africa is starting to get pretty rich, and a lot of international investors are overlooking the opportunities that exist in countries like Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire. I believe that the next generation of ultra-rich billionaires in real estate are going to come from Western Africa. I had an opportunity to do consultation for a development company in Abidjan, and what I saw there was very surprising. The main business district, which is called Plateau, was so well developed that you would have mistaken it for a very wealthy Western city. And some of the areas that were less wealthy, like Cocody, had houses that would put any of our McMansions to shame. The shopping was incredible. The grocery stores were better than a Wegmans or a Whole Foods. And that was just the beginning. But why are people overlooking Western Africa? We all grew up with the Save the Children charities that showed us pictures of poor Africans, but that was in the 80s and 90s. And while there is still poverty in Africa today that you can see in plain sight, a lot of the area is just developing quickly, and we need to put our preconceived notions to the side if we actually want to be able to take advantage of some of these incredible opportunities that are going to come down the pike in the next 5 to 10 years. Western Africa needs 3 things to really blow up, in my opinion, and they're already coming down the pike. The first is title law, being able to easily know who owns which property, which has been rolled out in a beta form throughout the entire area. We need to have Western-style finance, which is already coming out there, mainly through Deutsche Bank and some of the Swiss banks that are making a lot of inroads into West Africa. And then the most important thing is time and international investment. As more of us Western investors realize that we can make amazing returns in Africa, we're going to start putting money in there, and it's just going to fuel a big fire. It's not without risks, but if you've ever wanted to be on the ground floor of any major investment, like your Bitcoins, like your internet stocks, this is one of those opportunities. A rapidly growing economy, waterfront houses, and an environment that rivals Southern California at times. Hey, what do you guys think? Would you consider investing in West African real estate? Why or why not?
Now, first and foremost, I'm not mad at him. I'm not going to make a video talking about what he doing over there, why he won't. No. I'm not going to do that, because the reason why I'm not going to make that kind of video is because when I go over there, the planes aren't full with Black Americans. It's full with white people, Chinese, Arabs, like all these different people going to the African continent. But why we aren't on the planes? Why aren't we going? And y'all want to argue about a system that sabotages us in every way, shape, or form. We're sabotaged. It's nothing that nobody can debate with me about how we're not sabotaged in America. We're sabotaged, completely sabotaged. Even when you're doing hard work, not committing crimes, pulling yourself out of your bootstraps, you're still being economically sabotaged in many ways.
Buying land in Ghana has been something that we've spoken about a lot on our channel, and many people have reached out to us to see if we have land available for sale.
The Ghanaian Municipal Assembly is very close. You don't have issues with produce permits and then all that. So when you come after buying the land, your documentation, your paperwork, we are not supposed to go all the way to somewhere far from town to do all those things.
What is the dimension of a plot of land?
So we have 100 by 70
Okay,
feet.
so the standard one.
Yes, the standard.
Okay. Where you going? I don't even know yet. Who going with you? Whoever come, I guess. I don't know. What y'all gonna do? I'm trying to figure it out now. I don't know what we're doing. Y'all gonna eat? I hope so. I'm hungry.
Unfortunately, there is no land like that in the United States anymore. That's already been purchased, and that was already long gone from the 1900s and the 1800s, right?
There is nothing left.
I just bought 5 acres of land for a little under $6,000.
Oh, that sounds like a really good deal.
And I do know in the next 15 years, right, those 5 acres of land will be worth $6,000 per acre.
Peep this, friends. Now, y'all see this property? 7 bedrooms for $150,000. When I say I see shit like this and my whole world start generating, matriculating, and trying to come up with a plan to make some shit like this happen. Now, I really, really wish I had some solid motherfuckers on my team and in my corner who would be like, bitch, let's go. Let's come together, put our bread together, and invest in this shit. You understand? Because ain't no motherfucking way. This big ass 7 bedroom house is $150,000. It look like 2 motherfucking houses, don't it? I need this. I wish I had someone who can go half with me to buy this home. You understand? And let's run a bag. But nah, I see shit like this and how to figure out how I'm gonna make it happen. Here on the land. We had our welcome home ceremony on the land today, Sankofa Garden Estates, New Ningo, Prom, Ghana. You're ready to come home. One Africa, always.
What's going on, my people? Welcome back to another episode on Back to Africa. My name is Kayode, and today I'm going to be talking about how we can make money in Ghana. So I've been speaking to a lot of people over this last week, and one of the biggest concerns that keeps coming up is, how am I going to make money in Ghana? How am I going to take care of my kids? How am I going to take care of my wife? And it's a really good question. It's a legitimate question to be asking, and it just shows that you're mentally and in terms of your priorities, you're in the right place, because you don't want to come to Ghana with no idea what you're doing, no route, no sort of logistics in place. That could potentially be a bad decision for you and your family. But having a firm plan, knowing what you're doing, or at least having a strong idea on what you're doing, puts you in a position that when you get to Ghana, even if you have to tweak things and change things a little bit to get to where you need to be, it's possible, you know? So without much further ado, I'm going to go to number 1 on my list for number 1 businesses to do in Ghana, and that is sell land. So obviously land is a thriving business in Ghana. We all want to be there. So the demand is there. People want to come home, and if you can aid in bringing more people home, not only are you going to be able to take care of yourself and your family, you're going to be able to provide a real, genuine opportunity for other people to come and do great things. You know, it's not just about financial gain. Really and truly, if you can make money and truly give people value in life, you're going to be a happy person. So for me, land is number one on the list. Now, let me go into how you can use your land to make some money. So, for example, if you were interested in selling some land and you came to me, I could sell you 1 acre of land in Kolta, Ghana Eastern Region for £3,000. Now, you could break that acre down into 4 plots. If you sold each of those plots for £1,500, you'd total £6,000 at the end of that. That's £3,000 profit, or 50% profit. Now, you don't have to sell it at 1,500 per acre. If you can provide value, for example, if that land is in the midst of a community, it's in the midst of amenities, it's in a certain position that gives it a higher value in the market, then you might sell for £2,000 a plot. So you see how the numbers can add up there, and you can still give people a great opportunity because, you know, £2,000 for a plot of land, which is still big. A quarter acre is a big bit of land. Yeah, everybody's winning. So that's just one way that you can do it. Now, let me go into another way that you can make your money with land. Now, you could scale it up. For example, now, our price for an acre of land is £3,000. Now, if you came to me and told me that you wanted 100 acres of land, we would definitely be able to work a price for you based on the bulk that you're buying. So you buy 100 acres at a bulk rate, I don't know, let's just say instead of £300,000 for 100 acres, you get it for, I don't know, £250,000, for example, or whatever we decided to come to. Now, if you broke that down into 1 acre plots and sold that for £3,000 an acre, for example, you would see your profit at the end of that. You know what I mean? So it's a very simple way of doing things. It really is as simple as buy, break down, sell. Now you can take that a step further and you can add more value, which is going to increase the value of your asset. So you could buy an acre. Let's just stick with 1 acre to make things simple. You could buy 1 acre of land. Now you could build a 3-bedroom house of nice, high quality. Let's say you spend £30,000 to £40,000 to build a house. Now, potentially a 3-bedroom house on an acre of land, landscaped. Let's just say, for example, £100,000, which is a very modest price. I mean, as we all know, for what you're getting, £100,000, that is a great price. Now, you've bought the land for £3,000. You've spent, let's say, £35,000 to build a 3-bedroom house to completion. Let's say you spent another £5,000 on some furniture and decorations. So that takes you to £40,000 for the house build, £3,000 for the land. That's £43,000. Now you've sold the house for £100,000. That's a £57,000 return. So it's literally as simple as that. Business doesn't change just because you're moving to Africa. Business always stays the same. So if you have a smart approach towards business, you're always going to be able to find opportunity anywhere you go. And that's one of the biggest things that I wanted to talk about. You need to have faith in yourself. You need to have faith in yourself. You need to have faith in the Most High. If you know the Most High is providing for you in the UK or he's providing for you in America, why do you think he can't provide for you in Ghana? Don't limit your God. Don't limit your Most High at the end of the day, man. That's my personal approach to it. But anyway, carrying on. So that's another way you can make the money. Now, I'm going to stick on land. We can go even deeper into that. You could buy the land, you could buy an acre of land, build a house or build an apartment block on it. And you could either sell the apartment block or you could rent out the apartments yourself. And now you've got a stream of revenue that's coming in. That's long-term money. Do you know what I mean? So this is another smart way you could think of, investing and, building yourself an asset. You don't necessarily have to sell. You could build yourself a lifelong asset that's going to continue to bring in the money. When people's tenancies end or leave, you can always upgrade their apartments, and potentially you could charge more. You can increase the value of your asset. So the sky is really the limit. And when you go to Ghana, I just think the access for the everyday person into business that's going to really bring returns is very high. If you have the right mindset, the right strategy, there really is a lot of things that you can do to change your positioning financially. The next way that you can make money in Ghana is farming. Now, as we all know, farming is something that's integral to every society on this planet. Without farming, I don't think you can have a civilization like we have at the moment. As we know, Ghana is a tropical nation. It's in the tropics. It gets an amazing amount of sunlight every year. It gets an amazing amount of rain every year. Fruit trees, vegetables, it doesn't matter. Anything you want to do, you can do it there. There really is no limitation. There's obviously a few different fruits and vegetables that you may not be able to grow, but the amount of things that fall within your sort of, growing zone is amazing. Oranges, pineapples, coconuts, melons. Trees can take some time to grow and start giving you a return. But in the meantime, you can plant vegetables to give you some quick turnover. Some vegetables take 3 months to grow to maturity. Some take 6. You can mix it up and you can have a constant rotation of crops coming up, which you can take to market and either sell yourself or you can sell it to the sellers in the market. So you can, be a supplier to a seller. So that's another way you can make money. Goat farming. Goat farming is a thriving business. And I think it's a business that's only going to grow just because of the logistics of actually raising and herding goats. As you can probably tell, I've been doing a lot of research into goat farming as it's something that I really am interested going into myself. Now, you can start off with 5 goats. You can start off with 3 goats. You need is 1 male, 2 unrelated females. And you can eventually grow that flock. All you'd have to do is every now and then bring in a new male to, keep the flock growing, as you don't want to inbreed all of your goats. But that's a thriving business. If you don't want to go into goats, you've got chickens that you can go into. Chickens is probably a bit easier. You can get a lot more chickens in a smaller space. Obviously, feeding chickens can be a bit cheaper than feeding goats. As you have faith in yourself, and most importantly, faith in the Most High that He's going to provide for you, then there's nothing that you won't be able to have, and there's nothing you won't be able to achieve. That's guaranteed. Now, I'm going to be going into more detail on some of these businesses over the next few weeks. So stay tuned. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and yeah, we'll see you soon. Peace.
I just got back from Rwanda. I bought some land down there. Yeah, so I'm looking to build a house to get back to the motherland, get back to the continent. So hopefully that means something to every ancestor who tried to get back and who wanted to get back. And and inspires the next generation and their when they have kids and so on and so forth. So we'll never, the next generations will never not know what it was like to not be in the motherland. You know what I mean? There's a feeling of, I just feel like I belong. I feel like, when I get off that plane, I breathe the air and I put my feet on that ground and I feel that soil and I see the people, man. You're just like, man.
After you go to Africa, you got to go to Ghana first. Then you need to go to Botswana because you need to see Botswana is the second richest diamond producer nation in the world. Them black people over there got something. And then you got to go to Johannesburg. That's what you got. You got to do that jump right there. Once you see that, you'll understand who we are. Them Africans ain't stole nothing from us. They talk about Burna Boy stole this. No, we stole from Burna Boy. Them Africans is us, man. They the beat, they the rhythm, they the soul, they the hard work. We get our courage from them. When you see them people, they look just like your family. I was walking down Johannesburg, I thought I was in Detroit.
What up,
They walk like us, they look like us, they got moves like us. It's just, you gotta see it. And my goal is to help bridge this gap because we got to touch base with them because they love y'all, man. You don't even know. They think y'all to catch me out. they think y'all the lick. You know why? Because they know what you went through. They know where them slave ship picked you up at. They know they brought you to a land. They know what they did to you. And y'all still over here shining. If we take this shine back over there and give them the love and teach them that dust, we'd have a powerful union, man. That has to happen.
Hey man, that's all I got for you guys today. And I hope that, you know, what I put in these videos get some of you guys to thinking of on what your next move is. We're gonna be pushing for you, man. Because when you look at that redlining and how long that stuff been going on and how the system is set up to keep us separated from other people, and they get better benefits than us, more privileges than us. Even when it comes to buying your house, the system goes so deep that you don't know if you're paying $100,000 more than anybody else, $200,000 more with these bank loans, whatever, because everything is set up in systematic racism. Remember that. No matter how good it feels, how much money you're making, the color of your skin matters, and the color of your skin comes with a tax. So understand me on that and start doing your research so you can get onto this stuff too. But before I go, please hit that like and subscribe button and hit that ding, ding, ding bell button for your boy so you get all the newest notifications when I drop new videos, all right? So I see you guys on the next video. And always remember, the Most High loves you and he hears you because he heard me. It took a while, but I sat still, did what I had to do, and he opened up the floodgates for me. Hey, so blessings to you guys, and I'll see you on the next video, all right?